Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us. Of course.
Well, naturally, and if it wasn't interesting to us, then why would we be talking about it?
Pretty much.
So it's also important to note this is a live, interactive broadcast. What does that
That's right.
mean? What does that mean, my friend? That means that right now we are live. It is
Live.
8 p.m. on the Pacific, on the left coast, west coast, nothing but the best coast.
Yeah, I feel
It's
it.
June 22nd, 2022.
Just making sure you were right.
This time I am.
Yes, you are correct.
So, with it being a live interactive broadcast, that means we want you to chime in. We want your comments.
right.
We want your thoughts. What you think of the show, what you want us to talk about. If you think what we're talking about is bunk, let us know. We'll switch it up, keep it live,
Switch it.
keep it loose.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do.
So, we took a week off last week
Yep.
and we're
Why
back
was
now.
that?
Oh, okay.
Why was that, Mark?
You
Let's
want to go
explain.
into that? Okay.
I think we should probably explain to the people because I just posted that we weren't going to be there. Sup, DeMello? I just posted that we weren't going to be here. But I didn't tell them exactly why. So I was going to leave that to you.
All right. Before I go into my little story of why we didn't go live last week, I think I need to start off with a Seagram's Escapes Italian
Okay.
Ice
Okay.
Mango.
Mango.
What are you drinking there, my friend?
I am just having a Waterloo watermelon, sparkling water.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
So last week we were supposed to go live.
Right.
Well, on Tuesday, the day before we go live, I'm sitting in my office at work, and my wife sends me a message saying, "Hey, just a heads up, my coworker tested positive for COVID." And
oh wow,
and we had just been around that coworker on Sunday for a barbecue.
Oh wow,
great. So of course I'm like, well, what are the odds? I'm fully vaxxed, I'm boosted, even though we were around her, she wasn't feeling bad until Monday, so maybe we'll be fine. But also my wife does work with her, so
yeah,
who knows? I guess we'll see. Tuesday night, sure as heck, I started getting a bit of a scratchy throat, and my chest was bugging me a little bit. But that could have been anything. I was like, it could be, or it could just be a cold,
Yeah.
Who knows? But
weather changing, all that kind of stuff.
Wednesday morning, I did not want to get out of bed. And my wife tested positive. I took a test Tuesday evening, which was negative. Actually, every test I took throughout, I was negative. But she was positive, and I am 99% certain I had it. And let me tell you, it was, even being fully vaccinated, I felt pain in parts of my body that I didn't know I had pain receptors in. Like,
why am I feeling pain here?
I was feeling pain in places I'd never felt before. I was constantly tired. I was perpetually dizzy. Like, the only time I wasn't dizzy is if I stayed in the same exact spot, like in sitting down or laying down for more than 10 minutes, then maybe it would subside a bit. But the second I would move, it was back. It was so unpleasant.
Yeah.
I missed work on Wednesday. I missed work on Thursday. I picked up my laptop from work and worked a couple of hours from home on Friday. Saturday was bad. Sunday was bad.
Sheesh.
Went to work on Monday and worked half day, a little over a half day, and was like, I'm exhausted. Yesterday was the first day I made it the entire day through, and today I made it through the entire day, and we're doing the show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Got Steven checking in. Was good.
Hey, congratulations to Steven's girlfriend too, by the way, Bonita, who actually won our fantasy football. She just graduated the other day. I saw it on Facebook, so I wanted to make sure I gave her a little shout out real quick. Congratulations.
Right on. Congratulations. Yeah. This drinks for you.
Oh, here he goes.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
So, yeah, needless to say, finally, after 2 years of avoiding it,
Gotcha.
it finally got us.
Yeah. No, I feel it.
So,
No, I mean it. So yeah, actually, at work we've had to go back to wearing masks because at least I don't know about the other checkpoints, but I know at my checkpoint we had a number of people uh, who got the virus, and so they were out for a couple weeks. So we've all had to go back to wearing masks at work now.
yeah, if that's how I felt fully vaccinated, I don't.
If you weren't, man, that would have been a bad day.
Yeah, and it's sounding like they're going to be having another round of boosters for people like you and I that were the early adopters.
Right.
So, and finally, they have approved the vaccine for
Under 5,
under
right?
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 months to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good news. So yeah, let's get on with the show and talk about the interesting stuff we want to talk about.
On with the show.
So first up, obviously, we like to drink here at Fat and
day.
Black. And something interesting that I saw recently that was posted. Finally, you will be able to buy Jack and Coke in a can.
That's really good news. I just want to know what their is there anything about what the I see it says 5%. So
Yeah, so that's
what the
obviously
Coke to Jack ratio is going to be.
so the percentage is going to be based on where they're selling. So this is just a mock-up. It's starting in Mexico this summer is where they're initially going to be selling.
Okay,
Which
so at
I
the
thought
resorts
was,
probably the resorts and stuff.
I guess I wouldn't have thought Jack and Coke would be popular in Mexico. But
I would have thought they would put that somewhere like I don't know, here in
yeah.
Vegas or LA.
So 2023, it'll be coming worldwide.
Okay.
So they're starting in Mexico this summer. They're going to add somewhere else later this year, and then it'll go worldwide, presumably early next year.
Interesting.
Yeah, and as you can see, they're doing regular Coke and Coke Zero. So
yeah,
um,
that's cool. I mean, that's a great idea. I think there was something I don't remember what company it was, but it's like Pepsi was supposed to be joining up with some liquor company too to put out this, but I think it looks like Coke might have got to it first. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure we will see next
a bunch of
7 and 7. I'm thinking.
Yeah. So it'll be a bunch of sodas coming out with alcohol in them.
7-Up.
Like we hit that because this will be the new fad because every company was coming out with seltzers, hard seltzers, and now they'll all be coming out with liquor in their sodas or whatever.
Naturally. Yeah. So I of course, as you know, am a big Jack drinker. So I'm
not a huge Jack drinker, but I'd definitely give that a try in the can to see what we're working with on that.
My suspicion is it won't be strong enough for my liking, but
it probably won't. I mean, you just add another, add just another little bit of half a shot in there. You'll be good.
And I guess Steven is a fan of the 7 and 7.
Yeah.
So good for you. I think it's fine. I've had them. We worked in bars and restaurants for a long time, so I've tried a lot of stuff.
A lot of different stuff.
So Steven called out just a couple of moments ago, if you wouldn't mind.
Warriors.
So James.
Yes, sir.
How did your household handle this?
Actually, it surprisingly did not get that loud that night that they won. I was surprised. It did not get that loud.
So your brother only gets hyphy and loud when they're losing.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, he was definitely making some noise, like, here we go. Here, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I had some of that, but no, definitely. Actually, you know what? The game 6, because I watched through halftime and I was about to turn it off and go to bed, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and stay up and finish this game. And so I finished watching that game, and I was glad I did because that was it. That was a wrap.
So these guys have gotten 4.
and 8.
What do you think? Do you think if they get one more, are they the dynasty that the Bulls were?
I, I mean, I think they've already kind of almost like. I mean, yes, I think they need one more ring, just just to meet that threshold. But I think that it was really weird if you think about it. Look at this. So Clay gets hurt. They lose They lose in the finals. Then the next 2 years, Clay was not there. They don't even make the playoffs. Then all of a sudden, boom. Not only did they make the playoffs, but they won the whole thing. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, and I mean that if and it was so funny watching, especially because my brother would be in here and he'd be watching the commentations about the games like the next day, and all these guys were like, oh, are the Warriors really the team? Or Boston looks really dominant on defense. Oh, next one up.
Italian ice lemon.
There we go. And they were just going on and on about Boston. It was like, yo, put some respect on these Warriors, bro. Like,
well, remember at the start of the matchup, the ESPN had them listed at 84% favored to win for Boston. Really?
Right. Yeah.
Now, the only thing that I care about at this point is I want to see Charles Barkley eat a bowl of horse poo. Because he said he would.
What?
He said, if the Warriors beat Boston, I will eat a bowl of horse S.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, you better put some salt on it.
Mm-hmm.
You better put some seasoning on it.
Somebody needs to hold him accountable. I want to see it. Because, I'm not a big fan of Charles Barkley. I never have been. I think the guy's a crap talker, and he needs to be made to pay. He needs to go eat a bowl of horse poo.
Yeah, no, and yes, I agree with you, Steven. Clay, Dre, and Curry, that might be one of the best. That is the best trio, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't think of a better. I mean, Pippen, Jordan, and
Rodman.
Whoever. Yeah, Rodman, I guess. Or Steve Kerr, reminder.
Steve Kerr. Yeah, I mean,
that guy's got 9 titles now.
He was dropping threes in that. I remember like one of the last times the Bulls went to the finals, that man went off. And but yeah, no, and Curry definitely MVP was long overdue in the finals.
Agreed.
And so, but yeah, no, I mean, and you want to talk about team effort? Like, he didn't shoot well at all in Game 5, and they still won out there. So, and that was they went 3 in a row. Like, they won, like after some of those losses, like, wow. And then they just came back and made sure that they won those last 3 games, and it was a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah.
And bro, Boston fans were stupid disrespectful.
That's not surprising, though, when you see. I mean, that happens a lot when the visiting team wins the title in that city.
No, but even before, like when they were just playing, like just the disrespect, like in game 4, very disrespect. Yes, and Steven, yes, I did see some of the. I actually watched a good portion of the parade. My brother recorded it, so I was able to watch some.
I did not.
It was very packed. They closed down Market. So, I mean, luckily it was, the parade was also on the Monday observation of Juneteenth. So it was like probably not a lot of people were out there working that day anyways. So it was easier to close down that street that day.
Well, has California recognized Juneteenth? Because
so now it's a federal holiday.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's a federal holiday. States still have to choose to adopt it.
No,
in Nevada, we haven't yet.
Oh, I didn't realize that. But yeah, no, but I know California, it is. So
yes, and just for those of you listening that might be like, oh, Nevada's backwoods or something. No, the reason that we haven't adopted it yet is that our Congress, our state Congress and legislature, only meets every 2 years,
So
and
they
and
haven't.
since the president didn't officially recognize Juneteenth as a federal holiday until June of last year, which was right after our legislation finished. So
Yeah,
now we have to wait till next year for them to
to actually,
officially adopt it.
yeah.
So
No,
hopefully after
so it
that,
was. So now I know we at the airport it was recognized as holiday.
well, yeah, you're
So
federal
federal
employees.
employees. So yeah,
Yeah. So
right after the fact. That's
yeah.
hilarious.
So let's move on. Congratulations, Warriors. Let's
Yes,
move on and
but you
let's
were
have
right. You said 6 games. I thought it was going to be 5, but you said 6, so you were correct there.
thank you.
Yes, I can admit that.
I don't need to gloat.
Yeah.
Let's move on over to something near and dear to me, and I believe you.
Yes, I saw this poster and I truly love this new design.
So what James is of course referencing is the Murphy's Inc. logo. We got a graphics designer and we got some new graphics for the show. The podcast that is eminently going to be coming. We finished principal recording on all the cast, and now we're in post production working on all of that kind of fun stuff, getting the sound effects and Foley work and all of the editing,
Yep.
music, and so we figured, why not get some other stuff lined up and ready to go? So we got a new logo, and this is one of the looks at it. This is, profile image, if you will, or album cover, if you will, and then of course also a header.
Yeah.
I like this one as well.
Yeah, no, enjoy both of them. Like if you go to the Murphy's Inc. Facebook page, you'll see these on there. That's also where you can go to get more information about the show and such. So
Yeah,
this is
and
exciting.
and I've got a special announcement that on next week's episode of Fat and Black Connection, we will be doing a Murphy's Inc. special where we will be bringing on the writers of the show, Tara Eon and Terry Eon and Austin Dye.
Oh, nice.
They will be joining us.
So I can actually see what these guys look like.
We'll see. I've asked them to have cameras, but
because literally all I've even heard was just voices through when we were doing our recording sessions. So
yeah, so the two of them hopefully will be there. I'm still trying to get in contact with the creator, Milliam Chan, to try and get him on. If not for this episode next week, then maybe one in the future. But it's going to be fun. We're going to talk to them about how the show came into being, their creative process, and what's in store for season 1, as well as what's in store for season 2.
nice.
Yeah, so it should be fun chatting with the guy and gal leading up our writing team. And I will tell you a little sneak peek as well that we have brought on new writers for season 2. Our team has grown. We've actually completely doubled in size.
Nice.
So
Get some different voices out there.
yeah, and it's been really fun to bring in fresh talent. It's 5 new writers, and to bring them in and have them read through the scripts for season 1, and really have them dive into what's there to help flesh out some of the things we've said we want to do with season 2.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's yeah.
Sometimes all you need to do is get those new people in there, and it just makes a world of difference, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And next week will be good to meet with them and pick their brains a little bit.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. That's a great idea.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
So season finale
finale.
dropped today. I have not watched it yet.
I watched that already, baby.
I did see episode 5, or
Yeah.
episode 5, the one prior to this. So
That was good too.
I've got to say that the way episode 5 went was not at all what I was expecting.
No, no, me neither. Like when
I
I when I
so I gotta
finally
I gotta
go
ask a
ahead,
question
go
right off the
ahead.
top.
Yeah, yeah.
So the scenes in which we see Obi-Wan and Anakin battling, dueling, right? Sparring, if you will. Uh,
Were those
are,
newly recorded or were those like
no, those are newly recorded, obviously,
yeah.
because if you see Hayden Christensen, he looks older than Ewan McGregor, which is I don't understand. So that's where I'm like, are these meant to be in someone's head? Like, is this inside Anakin's head?
No,
Is
those
this
were
in
actual I think those were actual training sessions that they had.
then why didn't they de-age Hayden Christensen?
I
Because
I didn't really you know what? I guess I wasn't paying that close attention. I was I
what do you mean you weren't paying that close attention?
no, I'm saying like I was watching the fight, but I didn't see him really looking older.
Are you serious?
I yeah, like I didn't really see him looking older. I just was like, I just was looking at it as I mean, I was just looking at it as Obi-Wan and
Okay,
Anakin just
so you got to think about
sparring.
it. The only way that those sparring scenes are happening are pre-Order 66, right?
Right,
So that means it's somewhere between episode 2 Clone Wars, episode 3, right?
right,
Therefore, he should have looked the age he looked at that point.
right. Like I said, I guess I was focused on the scene, not what they looked like, really.
Okay, well, I would challenge you to go back and rewatch.
Okay,
And I think once you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it.
unsee it.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, it it's very hard to get over once because this it I didn't notice it the first I think the first quick scene that they had,
Hmm.
but I noticed it the second time and I was like, "Oh, oh no." So that's
Oh
where I was like, "Okay, are these meant to be in Obi-Wan's head maybe?"
no, I mean, yeah, they were memories, but at the same time, I think it was, it was also that's how he explained like that's how he knew how Vader worked in attacks, like how his attacks worked.
Yeah, I don't know. But I can say I really enjoyed what episodes 1 through 5. I enjoyed it very much. I'm looking forward to this finale. Um, obviously, I'll have more to say on it next week,
Yeah,
and I guess you will too, because I can't let you say anything today.
right,
But
right.
yeah,
It
I
was it was it was a good it was a good way to end the season. That's all I will say.
see, and you said season, and I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, but I already saw rumors posted this morning about potentially a season 2,
Oh, I'm
which
just saying, like, because I just saw season finale. It just that's all it said on there. It said season finale.
which is
So
weird because the whole concept originally was
was
supposed to
just supposed to
be
be a series, a mini
that's it.
series,
Yeah,
6
just 6
episodes,
episodes, one
and that's
done.
it. So I mean, but I think once you watch this episode, I think you'll see why it might just be there might be at least another season.
Interesting.
Maybe,
Interesting.
maybe.
I don't I don't know if I'd want another, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think the way it went, I think it was fine. I'd actually like to know, honestly, the I won't. Never mind. Never mind. We'll talk about it next week.
okay. Well,
I'm gonna.
let's
Yeah, I
talk
was
about
just gonna
one we
stop there.
both have watched finally, because the last time we talked about this one, I had watched the season opener and you hadn't watched it all yet.
Right.
And that is Orville New Horizons.
Right.
So you've watched the first couple of episodes now.
Yes.
First 2 or 3?
First two.
Okay. What do you think so far?
Good. I'm actually glad they did what they did. Like, so I mean, I went back because we had talked about it before the show came out, and I had kind of forgotten what had happened in at the end of season
2.
2, and so I went back and watched the last 2 episodes of that. We're on to Cherry.
Italian Ice Cherry.
I went back and watched those last 2 episodes, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot all about this." And I kind of remembered, but I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what." Okay, so I went back and watched that, and yeah, and then so going into the new season, I was actually really excited. Now, I don't understand what you were talking about in the first episode you were saying like they did these like weird shots and it kind of pulled you from the episode. I didn't really see what you were talking about there.
Oh, you didn't notice the probably 10 minutes worth of footage throughout the episode where all they did is just show these like glory shots of like the hull of the ship or little shuttlecrafts flying around and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was. I mean, I didn't mind that. I think it was one of those things where I was looking at like, oh, they're docked and they're getting ready to, they're getting ready to pull out. They're getting the ship cleaned up and all that kind of stuff. I didn't think about it as like, oh, glory shots or whatever. I thought it helped to set kind of the scene
Ah,
after.
I don't know. I felt like it was a little bit too much, but to each their own. I definitely am enjoying the season. I
The
didn't
second
watch.
episode was really dark though.
Yes, and the third episode is really good too.
Okay, I'll look.
Uh,
I'll watch that. I'll watch that tonight.
yeah, the third episode from last week is almost more dark.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, so it was really enjoyable. The episode that came out today, I haven't seen yet, obviously,
Okay.
so I'll be watching that probably
So
tomorrow
is it
night.
every Wednesday?
Yeah, there's so
Okay.
much stuff coming out on Wednesdays, man.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the thing is that I thought the Star Wars stuff was supposed to come out one day, and then like the Marvel stuff was supposed to come out on Wednesdays, and so then they both were dropping on Wednesdays, and I was like, "Yo, what are you
Well,
doing, man?
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta give me some time."
So really quickly, something that I forgot to mention when I was talking about getting COVID is I lost my sense of taste and smell.
Oh, you were one of those.
Yes, and I still don't have it. So I've been drinking these drinks, right?
You don't know what they actually taste like at this point?
My smell has started to come back a little bit,
Uh huh.
and I had these before COVID, so
Oh, okay.
I know what they are supposed to taste like.
Oh,
But
okay.
but right now,
You
as
can't
I'm
really
drinking
taste.
it, it
You're just,
it just I can feel like the seltzery bubbliness of it.
yeah, that's about it,
Yeah,
man. That's crazy.
it's very disappointing because it's not 100% gone. There's like maybe 5% of my taste I can taste, so it's
Yeah.
super faint.
Man,
Yeah,
so,
not
I'm
the most
sorry.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
But my sense of
imagine.
smell has started to come back, and the reason
Okay.
I know that is for the first 5 days or whatever. If I had gas, didn't notice it. Where today, oh yeah,
Oh, really randomly. Did it rain up there today by chance?
no rain here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had like a weird little bit of rain down here just randomly. I don't know why that popped in my head. I was just thinking about that.
Fair enough. Speaking
Yeah.
of rain, let's talk about Miss Marvel.
Yo, I'm digging this show, bro.
It's interesting. I read a
I'm real.
report. This is the lowest rated live action Disney Plus series since they started releasing stuff. Um,
I thought they said the or maybe it's just the first episode was one of the highest rated.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I apologize. Not lowest rated, lowest watched viewership. And so I agree with you. I am really digging the show, considering we're dealing with a junior female in high school who's crushing on guys and stuff.
Yeah.
I was very concerned that I was going to hate this series, and I don't.
No.
I've been pleasantly surprised with it.
I mean, literally, it's because Miss Marvel is not a character that I was really even familiar with. Like I know her from the Avengers game. I know a little bit about her from just like the little stuff that I've seen when it was before the show was coming out. But that was about it. But literally, it's just this girl who is dealing with family, her religion, her just dealing with high school things, and then now all of a sudden you combine that with these powers. It's just like, yo, she's got a ton going on. So I mean, it for me, I've just enjoyed watching her just kind of learn how discovering what she can do and things like that. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, again here I've watched the first two episodes. I didn't watch the one that dropped today.
Yeah.
And so I've really enjoyed it, especially the part in episode 2 where she finally kind of really does take on that hero mantle by saving the boy falling from the tower.
Yeah, when it comes to a point when she's just like, it's either he's gonna fall or I better just figure this out real quick. And she just like, screw it, and just goes for it. And I was
Yeah.
like, there you go.
Yeah. It kind of was almost I feel like the first two episodes were really, the first 30 minutes of like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man film where like, getting the power, like
Trying
understanding it.
trying to figure it out. Yeah, things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely feels different than anything else I think we've gotten from Marvel
Yeah.
up to now. Um, but not in a bad way.
No. And I'm just trying to figure out. I don't even know how many episodes this is supposed to be.
I don't either. I assume it's going to be one that's more on the length of 10 because
Yeah.
I
Because
you know I
I would think Monica Rambo is gonna have to show up at least towards the end, right? I would
uh
assume
that wouldn't
to
be a bad guess.
to
I
set
would
up
say.
for the Marvels.
Yeah, I don't think that is a bad guess. I'm looking right now, and it looks like there's only 6 episodes.
Interesting, because this was 3. I think one of the things that made the Obi-Wan series also feel a lot shorter is because they dropped those first 2 when it dropped.
Yeah, I mean yeah, and
That's one of the things that I think made
well,
Obi-Wan.
and because 4 days later they turned around and dropped the third one
That's very true. Yeah.
because they dropped 2 on a Friday, and then the next one was the following Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. So that's why I was like, man, this seems really quick, but yeah, that's probably why.
All right, man. Let's switch gears over to video games. Let's talk about Midnight Suns.
Yo, that new trailer that they dropped for that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
With,
I had no idea.
Venom getting sucked up into that gas and stuff, trying to escape. Like when you see Venom on the run, that is no good.
Uh, for me, the moment at basically the end of the trailer when we've got clearly possessed evil Hulk.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
was like, oh, that's not good at all.
Now, have you watched any of the gameplay footage? Because there has been some posted.
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
So I watched a little bit of that. I'm really curious because it didn't quite convey how it's going to work in regards to, are you on this mission one character that's set, or can you choose to be Wolverine the entire game, or could you know
Ultimate Alliance style.
yeah, I kind of want to know if I'm going to be able to pick and plug, or is it you have
Like,
to be this
be this
character.
oh, is that what I mean? What did they? Are you talking, or like you can start it as one and then switch out? Is that what you're kind of talking about?
I don't even necessarily need to be able to switch as I go. It just would be nice to play through a level as Spider-Man and then play through it as Wolverine,
Oh,
just
okay.
because I think that's where you can really get the spice of life, the variety, if you will.
Yeah, because one, with Spider-Man, you can pretty much swing to wherever you need to. Or with Wolverine, if they give him the motorcycle, he can roll around. But either that or you're running. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, are they going to give Robbie Reyes a car?
Yeah, that new I don't know that is that who that was for or not Daredevil, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Robbie Reyes.
Yeah,
And are
'cause
you
I
talking
was
about
like,
an Agents of Shield?
yeah,
Yeah, that was the most recent iteration we've seen was Robbie Reyes from Agents of Shield. So
yeah, that was the one. I was like looking at the Ghost Rider that they had in the game. I was like, that's an interesting look. I don't think I've seen that look before. I like it, but
I
it's an
have seen
interesting look.
that style, and yeah, I agree. I like the way it looks. Uh, Ghost Rider has never been one of my favorite characters.
I liked him for like a hot minute, and then like I switched over to like Deadpool.
Yeah, I'm thinking, looking at the lineup of heroes to play as, the one I'm most excited to play as is of course Wolverine.
It's Wolverine, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider. Who else?
Uh, yeah, I don't remember
It
Magic.
doesn't. Yeah,
Um,
doesn't really matter. We'll deal
yeah,
with it later.
exactly. But needless to say, the the
The
trailer,
trailer's great.
yeah,
It's a
it got me
great trailer.
excited.
It's a great trailer.
Speaking of great trailers, I watched season 1 of this show. I know you haven't, and you really should.
Okay.
Only Murders in the Building.
I saw the cast and I was like, "Yo, how'd they get all these guys together?" Well, I know Martin Short and Steve Martin have been friends for forever.
Yeah, and
So
they went. So the interesting thing is, before this show was made, the year before that, the two of them went on tour doing comedy, or just pre-COVID. They did a
right,
tour. So do you know what the premise of this show is?
not really.
Okay, so the premise of the show is they are all residents living in this high-end apartment building in New York, and someone in the building gets murdered, and they decide to do a true crime podcast where they investigate it themselves and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you anything else because I don't want to spoil any of it. You need to
All
go
right.
watch season 1.
Okay.
It was really good. And of course, it ended on a cliffhanger, which it was like,
Of
oh, okay,
course.
so there's going to be a season 2,
And who's the
which
girl?
Selena Gomez.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I I was excited to watch this show because of Steve Martin and Martin Short, and when I saw that Selena Gomez was attached, I was like, uh, I don't I don't think I feel good about that, but I surprisingly still enjoyed it with her.
Okay.
And it's a very interesting dynamic between the two guys and her.
Yeah, because you got these two old guys and then this young girl. So it's
Yeah. Well, and even the characters that Steve Martin and Martin Short are playing in this, it was an interesting dynamic between the two of them as well,
oh, okay.
which I was not expecting because they do play so well off of each other
Yeah.
in real life.
Right.
I was like,
And actually, I think they're going to be touring again together.
that
So
does,
I
that
just
doesn't
saw
surprise me.
I saw a billboard here like when I was going to work one morning. I saw them on a billboard that they're going to be doing something together again. So
So, James, I got to ask you a question.
yes, sir.
Are you interested in potentially winning $4.56 million?
That would be nice.
Well, Netflix is hosting its
No.
own Squid Game.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
S-
maybe not.
the auditions, or whatever you want to call it, are open right now. If
Mhm.
you're interested, you will be competing for $4.56 million. I assume they're going to follow Squid Game rules where only one person can win.
Right.
Uh, I assume no one's going to actually die.
I sure hope not, because that's a lot.
There will be 456 contestants.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, no interest.
Uh, mm. I'll watch it, but yeah, I maybe have to see how the first season. If they do this again, I'd have to maybe see how that goes, and then go ahead
So this
and
is the largest sum of prize money being
ever.
awarded ever. Yep.
Yeah,
And of course, Squid Game season 2 is imminent, is going to be coming.
which is like you said, which is very odd because most of the Korean dramas don't do. It's just
A
one
one and
season and
done.
done.
Yeah.
But this made too much money, so they were like, "Oh, let's see what we could suck out of this thing."
Well, and it very much. Did you ever finally get? You finally did get around to watching this, right?
Yeah, I watched it all.
Except you watched it with the American dubbing, right?
Right,
Yeah, that's right. You annoy me. Uh,
because I didn't want to
did you
read.
go back and rewatch it as I told you to?
No, I maybe if season two's coming, if season two is coming, then I will go back and rewatch it again.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of reason to, because, spoiler alert, everyone from season 1 except for the winner is dead. So,
Yeah, 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 pretty much.
I mean, there's a couple of people from season 1 that could appear, but,
Everybody else is dead. Yeah.
yeah, they all did. Yeah, I canceled my Netflix because they increased the price again, and I don't feel like they've brought on enough content for me to feel like it's worth it.
Right.
So who knows? I might go back at some point, but not anytime soon. This is the Squid Game challenge is not enough to get me back yet.
Yeah. No, that's I was like, what? I don't yeah. I'd have to see. Hopefully nobody's a jerk on that show. Inevitably there will be.
There has to be.
There has to be.
They're
There
going to specifically cast people that
people who there's gonna be a few nice people. There'll be a couple that have questionable morals and things like that. So yeah.
naturally.
Yeah.
Last night, live on Disney Plus, Harmonious Live. Did you watch it?
I didn't. I started watching it with Adina Menzel. Never hurts to see her on screen. And it was narrated by Moana herself. I can never remember that girl's name. But yeah, I started watching it, and I as soon as the show's over, I plan on finishing watching it.
We got El Jefe checking in. He wants me to go put on blackface.
Yeah, I used to. Well, I'm getting bigger. Right? Oh, I see what he's talking about. We switched spaces now.
Fine. There we go.
There we go.
So I watched it. I watched the whole thing. I really enjoyed. One of the people that performed Lindsay Sterling, the
the violinist. Oh my goodness, she's amazing.
I've enjoyed Lindsay Sterling for years now. Like I remember when she first was on America's Got Talent, I think.
Yeah.
Back in like 2010, 11, somewhere in there. And thinking, man, this girl is like really talented. So I was excited to see her. And I love Epcot. It's probably my favorite.
It's a super underrated park.
It's probably my favorite Disney park in the world.
It's super underrated. I don't think Epcot gets enough love.
Yeah, I agree. And so it was nice to see. The one thing that I thought was weird is they had different things going on at different pavilions, but during the broadcast I didn't feel like they were really playing on that.
Yeah. So then I'll when I finish, we can talk about it again next week, but when I was watching it, it looked like they had stuff going on. They had the flags of each of the pavilions, which I was like, okay, cool. But then they only had certain things going on in some of the pavilions. They didn't have things. I would have thought they would have things going on in each of the pavilions.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
But ultimately I enjoyed it. I think it was extremely well produced.
Yeah.
I think it turned out really well. And of course it's going to be a letdown to anybody who goes to see it live because you're not going to have all of those people actually there performing.
Right. It's just going to be, I mean, that was probably like they maybe done it a couple nights. They probably did a couple nights at the beginning.
Yeah, I would assume that they did a run of this at least once or twice before last night.
Yeah. So, because I know she said something about the dress rehearsal. So, but yeah, so I'm sure they did. So I'm sure some people got to see that. I mean, the ones that were there yesterday night. I'm sure that was probably mind blowing, amazing. But yeah, anybody who sees it after that, I mean, hey, you can watch it and then go see it and then be like, oh, you know what? Okay, I saw this. This is good still, because anytime Disney does something like that, don't ever think it's gonna be a letdown. It's gonna be good regardless. Yeah.
Speaking of Disney and letdowns,
Ugh.
How you feel about this one? The Wonderful Summer of Mickey Mouse.
Okay, I watched the winter one, I think, that we were talking about. And it was okay. It wasn't great. I'm just like, I don't like that animation style.
Yeah, I will say with the Wonderful Winter of Mickey Mouse, I wasn't expecting it to be a series of cartoons. Like I think it was
it was like a number of little cartoons adding up. But yeah, it was. You were thinking it was just gonna be kind of like a movie?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like, a 40, 50-minute, length cartoon.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
just it was basically vignettes,
yeah, so I assume that's what we're gonna get here is, probably 3 or 4
different
vignettes
cartoons adding up
involving
to
summer.
yeah. I mean, no, like, let me stop lying. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of that animation style, and I think I've made that very clear.
Is your biggest problem or only problem Goofy or
No, it's just like I'm not a fan of the actually, it's also the voices too. I'm not really thrilled with the voices that they've changed to.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, Goofy is one of my biggest issues, but I just don't this animation style, a lot of cartoons have switched to in the past number of years, and I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. So, all right, I'm gonna skip something I'll come back to. Before I do, we got El Jefe. I went to Epcot 20 years ago. It was great. Too much of a pedo groomer vibe with Disney these days. Oh,
Stupid. can't, I can't with this guy.
El Jefe, how we miss you. Okay, so talking about animation, and you prefer old school animation. So probably then let's talk about this. This must be right up your alley then. Uh, Beavis and Butthead do the universe.
No, again, no. This is now. I was excited to see that it was basically the same animation that was back, Beavis and Butthead,
Uh-huh.
from back in the '90s. I was excited to see that. I watched the trailer and I was just like, yeah. I guess it's just not as fun. I mean, it's not as funny as it used to be. I guess for me, at least.
Or is it you've just gotten older?
I mean, it's probably because I gotten older.
I don't know. So I got to preface when Beavis and Butthead Do America came out. I had not watched much Beavis and Butthead, but I absolutely loved that movie.
Hmm.
I thought it was so well produced, and I even watched it in probably the last 10 years and thought it was really good. Um,
It held up, huh?
yeah, so I am looking forward to this. I watched the trailer, and yes, I felt like this looks like it's going to be dumb, but that's what I felt about Beavis and Butthead Do America, and I watched
It's
it and
just
I
dumb
loved
enough
it.
to be funny.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna give it a watch
Okay.
because I think if nothing else, it will be nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
I,
I understand what you're saying. And I just thought, it's old school animation, so maybe
yeah. No. I mean, and I was actually glad that they stuck with like the original Mike Judge animation, you know, for that show. I actually really enjoyed that they did that.
well, and I think we talked about it here that King of the Hill's coming back, which is also a Mike Judge thing.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, we didn't talk about that here. I
No.
apologize. I thought we had.
Yes. I still need pee for my bunghole.
Are you threatening me? But yes, King of the Hill is coming back.
Oh,
Of course, without Brittany Murphy. But
yeah. Sadly.
yes, who knows? Maybe they'll find a way to resurrect her voice.
They probably have other recordings of her too, so they might be able to stitch something together that way, or just find somebody that can sound somewhat like her.
Yeah, but that was announced a while ago. I thought we talked about it. I
No,
apologize.
because I actually I watched I didn't watch King of the Hill like every week, but I watched quite a bit of it, and then when it came back out on Adult Swim, I would catch some of it, and I
I
was
will
like,
tell you,
oh
I
man.
never watched King of the Hill during its original run. Actually, I didn't watch King of the Hill until the last 2 years.
Hmm.
I finally decided, okay, you know what? I needed something to watch, and I was like, you know what? Let me give this thing a shot. Finally, um, and I watched through the entire series, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. It wasn't South Park for me. It wasn't
No. It
Family Guy or American Dad, but it was good. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
And actually, I was just realizing that animation for that show changed. Like the last 2 seasons, it was a lot cleaner. Oh, moving on, Blue Raspberry. It
Italian
was,
Ice, Blue Raspberry.
but yeah, they cleaned up that animation on that show too, which I was actually glad about. So
Well, let's stick in the vein of animation, but let's go back to something coming out very soon, and that is Star Wars,
yo,
Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation.
that looked funny. Now, mind you, I haven't watched all the Lego Star Wars stuff. They've had quite a number of things because some of it was I'd start watching and I was like, this is just too corny. I couldn't get behind it. But this one, watching this trailer I was like, I could watch this.
Well, remember, this summer will be fully operational.
Yeah. I like the fact that the Death Star is a beach ball. That's awesome.
Yeah, and do you notice you got some porgs on top of Vader's head? You've got Lando. Is that Lando or Finn
I think that might be Finn.
building something? Is that the Emperor in the ocean?
Probably.
So, yeah, I enjoyed the trailer. I'm looking forward to this. I like you. I've enjoyed some of the Lego stuff. I enjoyed the Lego movie. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
the
Lego movie too.
Lego Batman is probably one of the funniest movies.
Yeah, Lego Batman was really good.
Lego Batman is hilarious. If you have not seen Lego Batman, I suggest that you go find that movie and watch it. It is hilarious.
Yeah. So here's an upcoming film that I guess evidently you are excited about.
Yeah. No, and actually, so
Nope.
Yeah, Mark and I we were talking before the show like we normally do, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't really pin you as a horror film guy." It's not that I'm really a horror film guy. It's just that I have missed Get Out and Us in theaters, and so I was like, Jordan Peele's movies have been like mind trippy films, and they're good. So I was like, I'm gonna go. I really want to go see this one in theaters.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for this. Um, I saw the trailer for this. Uh, I think it was during Multiverse of Madness is when it came
And
out.
I saw it before that. I don't remember what movie it was, but I remember seeing it before that. But yeah,
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, I really have no interest, but I could see there's probably a market for this. Um, I just I don't think this is going to win Jordan Peele any Academy Awards. That's for sure.
no,
Um,
but I think
and I'm
it's
also
just
concerned about it playing into racial stereotypes a little bit too much.
it does play on the like at least in the trailers and stuff. It plays on the how a lot of black folk we want we ain't messing with it. We definitely we running.
Oh, so it's not a racial stereotype; it's actually the truth.
That's truth. Like yeah, no, there's just certain things like we ain't gonna play with, and so we will definitely run. But yeah,
Yes, as El Jefe said, is there a market for this? Nope.
nope. Oh man,
I
he's
guess
too
the market will be the black
too.
community.
I mean, actually, if you like, if you've been a fan, like that's the thing. I think people, if you've liked Get Out, if you've liked Us, if you've liked Jordan Peele's directing movies, that the two that have come out, this is his third film. That's the main reason I'm going to see it. It's not because it's a black film or whatever. It's just that I saw those two films after the fact. I really enjoyed them, and so I want to make sure I see this. I want to make sure I see it in theaters.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So talking about another filmmaker who makes some very interesting choices. Let's talk about the upcoming Rob Zombie film
The months
remaking Monsters.
now, this. It's funny because this was actually so there was supposed to be a Monsters series a number of years ago that was supposed to be on NBC, I think it was, but it basically turned out to be too expensive to produce. It was like ended up being like $1 million an episode, which for for regular television, that's a lot of money. Whereas, I mean, if it had been on like, Netflix or, HBO or something, that probably would have been a drop in the bucket. But so they ended up not doing it, but they shot the pilot and they've been they normally show it on Halloween. It's called Mockingbird Lane. And I really enjoyed that one. So I'm interested to see what Rob Zombie does with it. This is when the trailer, I had commented that this is like the lowest rating that I think a Rob Zombie film has ever had.
Yeah, PG.
PG. So, but they only had these three in the trailer. So I'm hoping that they have the rest of the cast.
Yeah, and the trailer doesn't really give away much. It's kind of basically the opening to the
Yeah,
old
it's just
television show.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just the opening for the old show. So
Yeah,
uh,
I
I
en-
like the Munsters. I've always
I enjoy Rob Zombie as a talent. I've never enjoyed any of his films.
I haven't watched any of his films, but I really enjoy the Munsters. I really like the Munsters. I even watched like when the old show's on or whatever. I'll sit down and watch.
So is this one you think you'll be seeing in the theaters?
I mean, I'd have to see a few more trailers to see kind of like what it's about, I guess. But other than that, yeah. Actually, speaking of stuff that came out, Multiverse of Madness just dropped on Disney Plus too.
Yes, it did. And also coming out very soon, are you interested in seeing Winnie the Pooh for the Blood and Honey?
What's that?
It is a Winnie the Pooh horror film.
What?
Winnie the Pooh has entered the public domain. Obviously not Disney's Winnie the Pooh, but
Right. But the characters of Winnie the Pooh?
yes, the books and everything have
Yeah.
entered the public domain. And so a filmmaker decided they were going to make a horror film because Christopher Robin abandoned him. And so him and Piglet are going to go on a
Killing
bloodbath.
spree?
Yeah,
Oh,
killing spree.
interesting. Probably won't see that.
Oh, okay.
Probably won't, but who knows? If the trailer's interesting enough, I will maybe give it a watch.
Speaking of interesting trailers, this next one is not something I would normally give a crap about, but when I saw the trailer, I was like, that looks interesting.
Right?
Brad Pitt in Bullet Train.
Like when I first heard about this, I was like, what? And then like when I finally saw the first trailer for it, I was like, yo, that's kind of funny. And then throughout the playoffs, they had two of the characters doing like a talk show for Bullet Train. It was like on the Bullet Train or whatever, and it was like one of the NBA players would be on there, and they were like interviewing him. So, but Bullet Train looks like one of those films. I'm like, yo, this is kind of cheesy, but it reminds me of kind of those old Japanese films, but like just more updated and just like kind of all the cheese and stuff in it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I don't think this will be one that I'll go see in the theater, but when it shows up on, who's it? I don't even know what. Oh, Columbia.
Yeah.
So when it shows up on Hulu,
Yeah.
I will definitely give it a watch then. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a theater film for me, but
Hey, just so you know too, apparently Morbius is on Prime now. So if you want to actually, lose a couple hours of your time,
I already watched Morbius. I watched it in the theater.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was. I thought it was okay. It was not good, but it was basically the ending that, like I told you, the ending is what sold it for me.
Yeah.
And that was all that really sold it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about another film coming out soon, a biopic. And no, we're not talking about Weird Al again.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yo, that looked crazy. Tom Hanks looks absolutely crazy in this film, bro.
Yeah, as Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, I was just like, who? That's Tom. I mean, I knew it was Tom Hanks by the voice, but it did not look like him at all.
Yeah, I I watched this trailer. I'm so growing up, my father is a huge fan of Elvis, and so
Uh-huh.
I had to listen to a lot of Elvis music growing up, and I actually had to watch every Elvis film because
Oh,
a lot of people don't know Elvis was also an actor. He made
yikes.
dozens, 20
Yeah,
plus movies.
and they aren't they some of them are not good.
No, no, and the interesting thing is, all of his movies are,
The
you know,
same it's basically the same premise.
no, not necessarily, but they're all revolve around a song generally, right? So there
Oh,
was Viva Las Vegas,
yeah.
which takes place in Vegas, and the song Viva Las Vegas, right? There's,
Viva Las Vegas.
yeah, Hound
Yeah.
Dog or Jailhouse Rock, and so basically every film was named after one of his songs, and in the movie he
Blue
sings the
Hawaii,
song.
right?
hmm
Yeah.
and so I'm only interested to see this because it looks like it's going to be really good.
Well,
I
listen, it's a Baz and one of the other reasons I really wanted to see it because it's a Baz Luhrmann film. Like that guy, I mean, like I think what was it, one of I think his last film was Moulin Rouge. I want to say,
I don't know if that was his last film, but I know Moulin Rouge is one that he's done.
and like it's the way that he combines the music and everything and the cinematography, all that stuff. It moves, it just like changes the story completely. I think the only Baz Luhrmann film I haven't really liked was Romeo and Juliet, which I still watched, but it was
Yes. So he's only done 6 films, including Elvis. So his first film was Strictly Ballroom. I've never seen it.
I've heard
Uh,
of it. I haven't seen it yet.
Romeo and Juliet, which I agree with you, I didn't really enjoy it. The Moulin Rouge, of course.
Right.
Australia, which
Oh,
uh,
yeah, it's Nicole Kidman, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then Great Gatsby.
Oh, yeah. I haven't actually seen The Great Gatsby. I heard nothing but good things about that film, though.
Yeah. So I probably won't see this in the theater, but I definitely think I will be watching this film when it becomes available on a streaming
I
platform.
want to know if it's, I mean, like, as far as like, are we going to go from like young Elvis to like big Elvis, that whole
Yeah, because the
evolution?
trailer doesn't really give much away on if there's going to be a dynamic in regards to the time frame, or if
Yeah.
it's going to focus on, because it appears in the trailer to primarily focus on his youth.
Yeah. So I think it's his, his whole thing moving at least from his young age to, becoming really big. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, hell hefe. It's official. Elvis the movie is blue suede poo.
Oh my God. Wow.
So that's everything we had on doc to talk about tonight. Did you have anything else you wanted to go over?
Yeah. Real quick, have you seen Shazam?
Shazam, are you talking about the
DC
uh
movie?
oh, no. I wasn't sure if we were talking about that or if we were talking about the what do they call it? The Nelson Mandela effect around a supposed movie
Oh,
where
yeah, where it was Sinbad was
Sinbad,
apparently a genie.
yes,
Yeah,
that
which
never
I
happened.
yeah, which never happened, but for some reason, like we all remember this film happening. Yeah, but no, it's not that. It's there's been something that's been bugging me about have you seen movies where there's like a car crash and
Yes,
like okay, and then like the car that hit said car keeps driving?
sure.
Like I do not understand why they do that in films. Like, I remember one of the first times I really realized it was in Disturbia, the Shia LaBeouf film, where they're driving and him and his dad get into a car accident and the car flips over and then another car comes and smashes their car but keeps driving. I'm like, bro, you hit a car. Like, why are you continuing to drive? Like, what is going on? But yeah, no, that's I was just wondering if you've seen like that, and like that's just been something that's been kind of bugging me in my head for like a few weeks now. Like,
So
what is with these car crashes where they drive off like after they hit these cars?
so you don't think hit and runs ever actually
No,
happen
I
in?
understand that they happen, but like the fact of the matter is they hit these cars in a way where like it should pretty much make their car inoperable from driving.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that you're necessarily wrong, but it's the movies. What do you expect?
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, like that's I've just never like you see like because in that and like for example in Disturbia a car switches lanes and they don't realize it in time. They're just driving along and they hit this other car and they flip over. But then you mean to tell me that this other car is driving so fast that not only did they avoid that car, but they hit this car and they keep driving? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, I don't.
I'm sorry. That was random. I know. It was just one of those things like I've been thinking about and thought I'd get it off my chest.
Fair
And this is
enough.
it's a great
And
place to do it.
and no, El Jefe, Shazam was not with Shaquille O'Neal. Kazam was with
Kazam with
Shaquille
Shaquille
O'Neal.
O'Neal. Yeah, the rapping genie.
Yes,
Shazam
Shazam.
was the DC. Well, it was a part of the DC MU. I don't even know what they're calling that thing because it's all sorts of backwards.
DCEU.
Oh, extended universe? Is that
Yes.
yeah. That whole thing is irritating
Well,
me.
and since we've gone off the path, why not? You've heard about everything that's going on with Ezra Miller, their Flash.
No.
So this guy, Ezra Miller, I don't even know what he is because I think I've read that he's now claiming to be something else. But
Oh, is he like
ultimately,
non-binary or something now?
yeah. But ultimately, this person has disappeared with an 18-year-old that evidently they've been grooming since the kid was 12. So there's so they are out as any future
Oh,
productions.
geez. So wait, are we actually going to get the Flash movie now?
Possibly not.
Oh, jeepers.
There is talks of either reshooting with someone else or scrapping it altogether.
Oh my God.
Yes, and you heard that Amber
It's
Heard has been recast.
cast in Aquaman.
Yeah, she will not be in Aquaman 2.
Yeah. And then I know that and they're supposed to do Shazam too.
Yeah, they're
I like honestly like
they need to implode the thing and start over.
yeah, I mean, I think the best way to do that is just blow it up and
Take a decade off.
yeah, and maybe keep or you can do the Batman stuff if you continue with the Batman. Did you actually watch that like we talked about?
I did,
Yeah.
and we do need to talk about that at some point.
Yeah.
I think.
But no, I think and if they continue down that path, I think we'll be okay. But like see, and that's the thing that hurts. Wonder Woman was good. I enjoyed Wonder Woman 84, not so much. Or Wonder Woman 1984, not so much. But yeah, I enjoyed that and I enjoyed the Batman. I enjoyed Shazam actually once I sat down and watched it. But yeah, they need to figure out what the heck they're gonna do with that thing because
Well, especially
it's
when they've got Black Adam coming soon, which
is like a villain of Shazam. I think it or yeah, which is weird because I'm trying to. They're saying
I
he's an
wouldn't say a
anti-hero.
villain. He's an
He's
anti-hero. He's
yeah,
not.
so
He's the Namor of.
yeah, right. So I mean, like I don't know. DC just needs to. I've said it on this show many a time before. Make your animated stuff, put it in theaters, make it like a 2-hour film because that's a lot of those films have been very good and very entertaining. But yeah, their live action stuff has suffered a lot.
Yeah, they. Yeah,
Come on, bro. We've been waiting for the Flash for I don't know how long, and now you tell me that this guy is like a creeper.
yeah, yeah. Been grooming a kid since the kid was 12.
Jeepers.
Yeah, go look it up after the show. You'll enjoy the read.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, it's just because like, and then I like the only thing I was even excited about for that film was Michael Keaton back as Batman, which I still didn't. I mean, I was just like, I don't understand where this is going, but yeah,
Not
yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck was awful. Um, I think like, yeah, if they're because that's only going to push that thing back because they're supposed to come out this summer, right?
No. Flash was
Oh,
already
next
slated to
year.
come out next year.
Next year. So I mean, they got time to do reshoots, I guess. But I mean, if they're gonna have to do it really quickly or something, I don't know. But I mean, at this rate, I would hope that you would just do reshoots. I mean, but that's basically you're gonna have to redo the entire film because that's the main guy in the film. So that guy was always kind of weird to me. He always looked a little weird to me.
Well, I have no more drinks, so I think it's
Cool.
time to call it.
Yeah, we can end this now. Oh man, that went sideways real quick. But hey, next week we already have what's lined up for next week. So hopefully
Yes,
you guys will
the
be here.
writers from Murphy's Inc. will
Yeah,
be joining us.
I'm excited for that, man. That's exciting.
Absolutely.
So I just read one of his comments, one of El Jefe's comments. Paw Patrol movie.
A PG rated Rob Zombie movie is like a Paw Patrol movie being rated X.
That's so weird. That would be really weird to see. Anyways, alrighty. Cool. Well, anyways.
It's
fun.
been real.
I had fun.
No, you know what? Now it's just turned creepy.
It went sideways. Sideways.
Let's end this thing.
Yeah. Got it.
See y'all later.
Bye.